first, fast, accurate with Jennifer Copeland and Rick Shutt. You're watching WSBT Channel 22 News at 5.
New name, new logo, new uniforms, the list goes on. Exciting. The South Bend Silverhawks are now the South Bend Cubs.
And Chicago Cubs President Theo Epstein says the organization chose to move its minor league affiliation here because of team owner Andrew Berlin and his passion. WSBT's Kelly Stepsinski is live at the stadium for us tonight. And Kelly, Berlin says this is about so much more than baseball.
Rick, he says it's a vote of confidence for the city and really our entire area. He also says this is a story about economic development because Berlin says this could cause new businesses to come here and in turn could create jobs, which in turn creates a happier city. Now remember, this deal's only beneficial for about a week, so Berlin, Epstein, and others did not have much time to come up with a rough idea of how the South Bend Cubs logo will look. They say it could still be tweaked a bit right now, but this is pretty close to what they want. This team will look and feel like the Chicago Cubs because it is now part of that major league team. Theo Epstein told reporters today a minor league team needs a good place to learn and grow, and that means putting players in a good, strong community with supportive fans. And Berlin is a huge part of that equation.
But it wasn't, top of mind to move here, especially before we became increasingly aware of the great development that's going on here. And
the vision continues. The best idea even after that is, as we shoot for doubling attendance over this year's record year, we have to figure out how to raise the roof and add another level and add more seats and make this the center of of the development efforts of downtown South Bend.
I also talked with some South Bend fans today, and you will hear their reaction. They could not wait to get this news from us or on social media. They came to the press conference themselves to hear it, working on putting together their reaction for you, and I will have it coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
And Kelly, Andrew Berlin also said today he recently met with Notre Dame President Father John Jenkins and asked him a little favor.
A little favor. So this is kind of funny. Berlin says his biggest dream, like ultimate dream here, is for the Cubs to win the World Series. So we all know that pretty big goal there. And he says he really hopes it could happen while he is the owner of the South Bend Cubs. So he's meeting with Father Jenkins recently and says, hey, can I ask you a favor? And Father Jenkins says, sure, what is that? He says, well, do you think you can, put in a good word for me? And Father Jenkins said, I'll see what I can do, and then kind of mumbled, I'm not making any promises.
There you go. Maybe some divine intervention there. Kelly, thank you so much for that report.
Well, today's news is equally exciting for the Cubs franchise as it is for local fans. Sports director Pete Byrne spoke more with Cubs President Theo Epstein and Andrew Berlin after the news conference was over. So, Pete, why were the Cubs drawn to South Bend? I mean, it's exciting for South Bend.
It is. And, Jennifer, following the announcement today, I had an exclusive opportunity to sit down not only with Andrew Berlin, but also Cubs President Theo Epstein and Jason McLeod, who's their Director of Player Development and Minor League Scouting. And from a player development standpoint, the Cubs feel like Four Winds Field offers more to their players than any other location would. Now, that includes the current facilities and also the ones that are about to be built. And one area where the Cubs were crystal clear they would not have come to South Bend had Andrew Berlin not taken the initiative to rip off that artificial turf and put grass back in the ballpark. But playing on grass is just the beginning. Epstein told me without a doubt the facilities in South Bend are second to none at the minor league level.
There's guys who have been in a lot of minor league facilities in your days, perhaps almost all of them. Where does this compare in terms of the quality of it?
Well, I've never seen anything quite like the Performance Center. I think the best way to put it is we had a blank canvas in Mesa when we were designing our new spring training facility, and we came up with a Performance Center of our own, and this really reminds us of just a small version of that, a microcosm of what we developed when we had a world of possibility. So I can't think of an affiliate that has this type of facility for its players, and I feel like we'll be at competitive advantage, definitely relative to the rest of the 29 low A ball affiliates, but perhaps throughout the minor leagues.
And one of the most exciting things about the Cubs coming to South Bend, Epstein also tells me there's a very good chance we will be seeing Cubs major league players from time to time coming here for rehab assignments. We're going to talk a lot more about that a little later on in the newscast. Of course, if you want to see more with all three of those guys, we have that available right now, the exclusive conversation on our website, WSBT.com. Got to spend a lot of time talking about baseball, talking about South Bend, talking about facilities and all the different ways why things are going to be different now for the baseball fan in South Bend. It was a lot of fun. What
a compliment to us, though.
Huge compliment to the city and also to Andrew Berlin and the entire staff. You know, you think about where the program, I should say the franchise was 3 years ago when you took over. They've done a complete overhaul to the point where they can attract the biggest brand in baseball, bring it here, and then they get the compliments like that. They basically are saying they've got major league facilities for a minor league team.
Very big deal, that's for sure. Pete, thanks.